Hello and welcome to Property Money Trees, Maximising Property Values, the once a month show where I break down the steps of how to recognise, enhance, and then extract the values in property in order to create wealth. Would you like to find out how you can benefit from the steps of maximising property values? This is even if you don't own a property yet or have a deposit. If that's a yes, then you're in the right place to find out. My name is Patricia Faber, and although many know me for my work as a solicitor, on this show you will be getting the benefit of my 30 plus years worth of experience of maximising property values, experience which has given me a net worth in millions. So who might benefit from listening to this show? Literally anyone with an interest in creating property wealth. Hello and welcome back. And do you know what? In this particular episode, I want to do a big shout out to Ted. Ted is one of my most fervent fans, absolutely loves these podcasts. Apparently, or so his owner tells me, Ted is a cat. Anyway, hello Ted, shout out to you. So today's episode, I'm literally going to finish off on the short leases series by, I don't know actually where to start. How can anyone lose money when they're in property in 2021? Anyway, here's a tale of someone who did, and therefore hopefully a lesson to other people as to what not to do. Honestly, don't just hear something, run away, go and do it if you really don't know what you're doing, because you could be in the same position that this seller is in. So I'm talking about a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 separate kitchen flat, completely run down. This particular person bought the flat for £245,000 and they completed in, guess when? June 2021. So just a few months ago. This episode is going out on the 1st of November. If you're listening to this, you know that these podcasts are released once a month, every month, on the first day of the month. And this one is for the 1st of November one. Anyway, the property had a short lease. That in itself is not a problem. And if you know what you're doing, you can actually make money by buying short leases. The lease in question was 68 years remaining. Again, not a problem. So what's this got to do with me, and why am I talking about it, and where have the losses come from? So I know someone who's buying this same lease. So we are now a few months on and this lease is being sold. The buyer, the original buyer, bridged to buy the flat, but they didn't know what they were doing because they've not been able, or maybe they couldn't afford to, don't know why, haven't asked them why, no idea whatsoever. They've not been able to extend the lease. This lease is now being purchased for £230,000. So literally just on the top line, they've lost £15,000. The original buyer is losing £15,000 from this deal. Some people might be thinking, but did they really pay £245,000 for it? Well, that is what is recorded at the land registry. And also, remember, they bridged, so there's a charge on the land registry deeds. So the chances that they actually paid the 245 are very high. In addition, they spent some money on legals to buy the flat. They're spending money on legals to sell the flat. So let's assume that they paid and will be paying at the end of the transaction, they'd have paid a total of £3,000 towards their legal fees and legal disbursements. Then this flat had a Section 20 notice on it. So if you don't know what a Section 20 notice is, that's to do with service charges. And if a freeholder is proposing to charge anything more than £250 in any calendar year, they need to notify the leaseholders. And this notification is called a Section 20 notice. And it has to be done properly, and it has to be done in the correct way and format for them, the freeholders, to be able to get that money back from the leaseholders. So anyway, there was a Section 20 notice on the flat for £8,000. £8,000. Oh my goodness, it just gets worse. Now, the buyer at £230,000 made it a condition of their offer that the Section 20 be cleared, and this was accepted. So, do you know, first of all, stamp duty would have been payable on this £245,000. So even though when it was bought there was a stamp duty holiday-ish type thing, they would still have paid £7,350, because remember, the 3% additional stamp duty that people have to pay when they're buying either through a company, this wasn't the situation, but if they're buying an additional property, you can't avoid that you've always had to pay, irrespective of the stamp duty holiday, which now no longer exists. So 3% was paid when that flat was bought, because the owner didn't live there, they had another property. Then, as I said, the legals, then the Section 20 that they had to pay, or that they're going to have to pay, because the new buyer is saying, no, I'm not going to pay that. Now, they're also paying for bridging. So goodness knows how much, their charges have been for the bridging. There would have been interest. There would have been an admin fee to pay. There would have been an arrangement fee to pay. There could well be an exit fee to pay. So regarding the fees that I know about and that I've been able to estimate, they have already lost £33,350. When you add the bridging costs to that, we're talking at least £45,000. Now, who on earth loses money in 2021 in property? This person is the answer. So what did they do wrong? One, they went into a strategy that they didn't understand. Because firstly, clearly, the person that they bought from couldn't give them the benefit of a Section 42 notice, which if they had that, they could have extended the lease and that would have added value to the underlying asset. So they didn't have the benefit of a Section 42 either because they didn't know about it and therefore didn't ask for one, or they knew about it, asked for one, but the person they were buying from couldn't actually give them one. You see, I actually think that they couldn't afford to extend, because even if the person they were buying from couldn't give them a Section 42 notice, because remember, you have to be there for 2 years, etc., they could have arranged or negotiated an informal extension. Again, they didn't do that. The second thing that they did is they didn't have enough exit routes. They went into bridging, and I don't know what they thought their exit routes were, but clearly they've not really materialised. They're selling this flat now on the open market. So, what do you do? And clearly they don't know that they can actually get funding for short leases. So, whatever their situation, they're making a whopping loss. Who makes a loss in property in 2021? Someone who doesn't know what they're doing and rushes into it. For all we know, they could have been in a clubhouse room where people are talking about the monies that can be made from short leases, and they've rushed out and they've gone and bought this, and it's all gone south. Honestly, people, if you're going to do something, do it well, do it properly, and make money. That's what Maximising Property Values podcasts and workshops are all about. It's all about you making money, definitely not losing money. Oh my gosh, honestly, I'm nearly speechless about this. How on earth can that be happening today? How can it be happening today? Anyway, I just thought I'd share that, not so much just for the people who are interested in short leases, but for anyone really, because people might just say something in 1 minute, but it might take you hours to actually get enough information about what's being shared within 1 minute to enable you to make the best decisions for you. Honestly, even if you can't afford to go and pay somebody to, consult with you on this, or you can't afford to go and pay for a mentor to help you out with this, go to different rooms and ask further questions. Go onto Instagram and ask further questions. Go listen to and watch YouTube videos, and maybe reach out to the producer and ask questions. Don't just take a 1 minute comment or a 1 hour room as gospel. You need to know a bit more. So people, honestly, there's money to be made. There's serious money to be made, as long as you're serious about what you're doing and you go about it sensibly. Anyway, look forward to having you back next month. Do take care. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that at the very least you have found the talk thought-provoking. If you enjoyed the show, please do subscribe. In any event, please do rate and review the episode, because it would be great to read your feedback. Thank you very much, and hopefully see you next month.